This cake is simple and yet elegant. It's everything I aspire to be. Well, at least I've got the simple part down. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video. And today we're making some super simple, super basic lemon flavoured madeleines. The key to a perfect hump on a madeleine is actually making sure that your batter is nice and cold before it goes in the oven. And something about that shock of going from a cold environment to a really hot one makes the edges of the cake seize up but the inside is still cold, so it keeps expanding, and I'm not quite sure of the science of it. That's more or less it. I'm only going to refrigerate my batter for 4 hours because I'm impatient and I want cakes today, damn it. But ideally you should be refrigerating it for 24 hours. Apparently the batter lasts quite well in the freezer too, so you could actually make some in batches and then take out a batch, defrost and then bake them up whenever you like. You don't even have to really refrigerate it for 4 hours, you could just make the batter and pop it straight in the oven. They're not going to get that signature dome though. And we're probably going to find, because I'm only refrigerating my batter for 4 hours today, it's not going to be as domed. They'll have little humps, little mini humps, but not massive proud domes. But it won't affect the taste. It will, however, make them nice and fluffy. Super basic one today. I'm not even going to dress them up or decorate them much because I like them really simple. So let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. The first thing we need to do is whip some eggs up, and I have 3 eggs here, and I'm going to whip them up with 120 grams of caster sugar and also a pinch of salt. And we're going to whip these together until they're super foamy. And there you go, we've reached ribbon stage, which is when we trail the beaters around and it leaves a little ribbon behind. It takes a while to sink in. So these eggs and sugar are done. Next we're going to sift in 180 grams of self-raising flour. We're going to give that a good old fold in. And as soon as that's just about well combined, we're also going to fold in 120 grams of unsalted butter, which we've melted and cooled, and also the juice and zest of 1 lemon. Let's give this a gentle fold too. Now as soon as that is well combined, stop because you don't want to overwork your batter. And now we're going to pop some cling film on the top. And we're going to pop this in the fridge to solidify and chill up a little bit for at least 4 hours. You can also do this overnight or for a full day. Once our cake batter is nice and chilled, we're going to preheat our oven to 190 degrees C. Here I've prepared an 18 cavity madeleine mould and I've brushed it with some oil. And we're going to take our chilled batter, scoop about a tablespoonful of it, dessert spoonful, whatever kind of spoon this is, and we're going to drop it right in the middle. There we go, maybe a bit less than a dessert spoonful, but we are not going to flatten it out. And I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of these. There we are, we have a bit more batter, so this will make another batch, maybe another half batch. We're going to pop this back in the fridge, and as for these, we're going to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. 10 minutes later, we've got our lovely little madeleines. Look at those lovely humps. I have seen bigger, probably because I needed to refrigerate the batter for a bit longer. 4 hours is just the minimum you can get away with. Anyway, I was impatient, these will still taste amazing. Look at these, so simple but so good. And you could dust some icing sugar over these, but you know how I feel about icing sugar, so messy, I hate working with it. Don't get me wrong, icing sugar can make some brilliant stuff, we can really elevate a dish. I just hate working with it, it goes everywhere. Right, before I lose the day's light, it's time for slow-mo. And just look at the seriously fluffy texture on the inside. These are super good. Can't wait to chow down on these with a cup of tea. Check it out! What are you going to do with all that junk? I was going to continue my lovely lady, but then YouTube's really strict about copyrighted music, and even though I'm not monetized yet, I'm really worried about getting a strike. So we'll just leave it at that. Back to cake, we do have a nice little hump. Not as big as it could go. I've seen some madeleines with like massive humps. But this will do. And of course we have the nice shell-like ridges on the base, and so that means both sides are pretty. And it's got a little speed bait aesthetic going on there too, which I quite enjoy. Right, it's time for the moment of truth. Let me get one I destroyed earlier. Cheers. So fluffy. I just love lemon bakes. They've got the sweet balancing out the sour, balancing out the sweet. It's perfection. Well, I think I'm going to make a nice cup of tea to go with one of these. After dinner, I keep forgetting I haven't eaten dinner. I need to eat a vegetable or something first. Get some nutrients in my body before I consume more cake. And I hope you make these too. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com. Follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.tastes. Find me on TikTok too, I am tashcakes there too. But my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you guys next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. No, crumb went down my top and rolled right out of my sleeve.